We're on the grounds of Independence Park Limited, which houses the National Stadium, the Aquatic Center, the Leela Robinson Courts, and the National Indoor Sports Center, along with the National Arena we're sitting at for Day 2 action of the Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. I'm Sean Grant alongside Courtney Campbell.
And we are here today, and we are expecting even more great play coming in from yesterday's awesome start to the competition. Both teams today are rearing to go because the Horizon, coming off of a victory last night, are
not just a victory though, a huge victory.
A huge victory. Thanks for the correction. And they're now going up against the Waves, who themselves had a decent game last night, however, could not quite come out with the win.
I think a little bit of fatigue set in their game, that's the Waves. Horizon, on the other hand, they met the Rivers and they tamed the Rivers with a 110-64 victory. And they will enter this matchup as favorites.
It would seem that way, and we are looking forward to some excellent play, however, from key members of the Waves team, which include none other than Lushane Wilson, who was a hot hand last night with 12 points and 10 rebounds.
The biggest entertainer last evening comes from the bench of Horizon. He's from East Kingston, you may call him, Harbour View. And that's a young man called Sutherland, came off the bench, first shot, bucket.
Bucket.
That it was last evening, and a huge gathering inside of the National Arena appreciated what they saw from this young coming off the bench in the latter stages of the game.
So much so that the actual arena erupted in so much noise we could hardly hear anything when they saw Sutherland hit the floor. He hit a huge three, came back later on down in the game and hit another. So we're certainly looking forward to some excellent play from Fabian Sutherland.
But let's go back to the Waves, as you spoke about, Shane Wilson, and he led the way with, 12 points last evening and 10 rebounds. But guess what? Also playing well for the Waves was Golding. Forbes was also there, and Alex Levy in the mix. Park showed for a little while. Kennedy, I think, handled the ball a little bit too much last evening, but yet still he made a slight impact for his team.
They certainly did. And the challenge now is for Coach Rowan Robinson to try and get his players coordinated, organized, and executing as they need to try and get a victory against this shining bright Horizon team.
Well, they went down 64-79 to the Storm last evening, and I thought that they ran out of gas in that fourth quarter.
It certainly did seem that way, but I'm sure they're rested now and they have spoken about what they need to speak about. The Horizon, however, would have won early yesterday, so they would have had more time to rest. So we are looking for a very... We're looking forward to a very entertaining game between these two teams. And they both play very similarly. Both are very attacking, both are very physical, and both teams are willing to do what it takes just to get the points on the board.
Yes, indeed. And Bobby Gray was instrumental last evening for the Horizon. He led from the front with 23 points. What a game he had, not only scoring, but dishing out on the afternoon.
Yes, indeed. And from all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, at 29 years old, this young man is showing no signs of slowing down with 8 assists for the entire night.
But this team, though, although having Gray leading from the front, pulling the strings, Ivy attacking the basket, the big man Anthony White, and another big man in Nikolai Brown. They led the way for the Horizon team last evening.
And they will be the persons to match up against for the Waves. The Waves will have to find a way to temper the stronger players of this Horizon team.
Well, Campbell says, my co-commentator says his name is Great. But what we saw from a man with my name, my last name last evening, Grant, this from the Horizon team, was sensational. He said that he stood tall, and I told him before, you're going to call his name many times in the game, and that you did.
And that I did. I concede and I concur. Troy Grant certainly produced what they needed when they needed it. And I believe we're getting close to tip-off time. Our referees have taken the floor, and our referees for today would be Kevin Herbert, Edward Marshall, and our crew chief is Michael Johnson.
Not the athlete, though, not the athlete. Just to say that. Obviously, Grant to the court is going to be Horizon in red and Waves in white. As you look on the crew chief, we mentioned his name a short while ago, Michael Johnson. In the center circle, though, giving instructions to the board, the scoring table. I think it's going to be end-to-end action. Golding getting ready for the tip-off in the white.
It would be White versus Parks in the dump-off. Or Golding, I should say.
So Shane Wilson is turning back the play to Walker. Wilson. Stolen red well. Beautiful, as we saw last evening from Gray. He continues in that element.
And that is what we're talking about, the defensive prowess of the Horizon team as that shot goes up.
Free shot taken, rebound gathered. And again, we see Walker walking the play up court. Being harassed somewhat by Grant. Going behind the back, trying to attack the basket, but sloppy play. This from Walker. Going out of bounds.
This continues from last evening. The Horizon team are powering hard on defense. They're coming through with all the moves against every play, every pass. They're challenging everything inside.
Cook with a quick dish inside, but could not be handed at all. Referee says it goes the other way. Shane Wilson on screen. National Jamaica high jumper. He's an excellent high jumper as a schoolboy for St. Jago High. Now at GC Foster College. Trying to show his skills. Stolen by Gray.
Again, the defense showing up there for Horizon. As Coke dishes off to White for an excellent shot. No good.
Well, not excellent at all. Rimmed out.
Well, it was certainly an excellent opportunity for a two-point bucket.
Walker. Just a stutter step somewhat. Swings the blade to the left. And almost a steal, though, by Gray. Tipping away. Was intended for Levy.
The scrappy defense of Horizon is showing itself doing justice, making every possession difficult.
Oh, using the rim, or should I say, the glass to his advantage with Shane Wilson starting all the proceedings for Waves. You mentioned his name before. Gray, that's a block. That's a huge block from Parks.
From Roman Parks, showing some defense of his own. But these two teams are equally matched when it comes to moving with speed down the court. But the defense of Horizon seems to be stepping up just a little bit much for the Waves team, though they have the first 2 points on the board.
Cook, bounce pass outside. That's Ivy to Grant, driving towards the rim. Soft touch, and it goes in. Good movement there by Grant.
And this is what we've seen from them. They attack, they find the holes in the seams, and they thread them carefully.
Rebound by Cook. After a three-point attempt. Throw. Oh, going for the tomahawk. And he missed all ends up. For Shane Wilson to Walker. He was fouled by Gray.
But it shows no fear on the part of the Horizon team. White going for the tomahawk. Unfortunately, missed it, but certainly no fear at all. They're taking it hard to the rim.
Well, they aren't necessarily on a high after last evening's performance. You see Walker with the first attempt from the free throw line, and he buries it. Do not say anything at all about free throws today. You put a curse on the players last evening.
I put no curse on anyone, but I will be quiet.
Yes, you will.
Point in question, the first since last evening of 2 shots consecutively made at the free throw line.
Ivy, he's attacking the basket now, surrounded by 3 players. But blocked. Here comes Walker. Inside. Oh, could not finish though with the right hand. That was Levy. Had a clear way to lay up. That was a bit hard from Levy on the glass.
Not a common mishap there for the Horizon team in defense, where they lapsed a bit to allow that baseline drive.
To Wilson. Oh, that was an air ball. As Grant now carries the ball up court. Gray. To Cope. Back to Gray. That was Ivy, pardon me. Gray turns beautifully. And a shot taken. Rebound gathered by Levy. 4-2 is the score here in the first quarter, first of 2 games. 3-point attempt, clean. It was from Golding.
That looked very good from the corner there from Golding. Had a few attempts last night, but they're falling for him. Well, the first one fell for him just now.
Stepped out of bounds, a turnover. Ivy had nowhere to go. Very good defense by Waves.
They're looking good on the defensive end, and we have a timeout on the floor.
Well, yes, indeed. Alfred Mickey, the coach of Horizon, not happy with what he's seen so far in this first quarter. Waves leading 7-2 over the Horizon.
Well, this is just what we expected. Waves stepped up on the defensive end, and they are benefiting from it. There is the wonderful shot there from Golding from the three-point, beyond the three-point arc, and they have stepped up their defense, and they are looking even better for it when they get to the offensive end.
Well, Alfred Mickey having some strong words with his players, were telling his players to calm down, while on the other hand, Robinson sitting down with his players and marking the board to see how he wants to play a run. But he should be happy though. A good start from his team though. We're just in the first quarter, but still a good start from the Waves.
A very good start to have a 5-point lead at this point against a team such as the Horizons. The Horizon team are still trying to get it together. I believe they're probably just a little jaded now to say, wait a minute, this is not what we're accustomed to. Let's get back to our ball game, which is what I believe Coach Remicke would have called them back and said, listen, guys, your defense is doing well. Keep powering on the defense, and let's get our offense flowing from that.
Cole back in the game alongside Ivy. Grant is there also. And White. That's for the Horizon unit. Wilson for Waves. Already showing his intention. Top scorer last season for his team. Ken Walker. Into the ball and the floor, it's Parks. Almost losing possession. Using his body, but rebound gathered by White.
No second chance opportunities once those shots go off and miss.
White. Oh, it rattled in. Big man White. He touched on your shoulder when you arrived, did he?
Yes, he did.
He noticed you.
A very good friend of mine. We've played against each other and we played as a team together.
Oh, that's a foul. And that will be on Ivy. And it will be Parks to go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Just over 8 minutes to go.
In the first quarter, though, 3-point lead. Can extend the lead, the Waves, in white with green sash at the sides. Missing the first. What do you do for the second? Please don't comment. If you did not join us last evening, my co-commentator Courtney Campbell lambasted the players with the free throw shooting, and from that happened, no one was able to complete 2 shots. No one in a row. Oh my God. It's like the lead has gone to 4.
And the big man for the Horizon has checked in, Nikolai Brown.
Oh, he finds Cook under the basket. You mentioned about Brown, but he's swatted away by Parks. Walker finding Shane Wilson.
Oh my goodness!
He's flying, showing his high jump capabilities. Shane Wilson.
Shane Wilson looked fantastic just now. Started from the defense, finished with a nice tomahawk from Wilson.
I saw Coach Robinson to the corner of my eye getting up and cheering. Let's look at it again. Walker finding the moving Wilson flying in the air. All he needed was a cape.
Looking very, very, very athletic there.
Gray. Horizon. Hudson swings to the left. So missed another play, though he falls Grant all alone. The loose ball foul. I didn't see any, though.
Substitution. Marquis Ellison checking in. Out of Phoenix, Arizona as well. 6-foot point guard, 26 years old. Let's see what he does on the floor for Coach Remicke.
Well, he's in now, and Gray's out. But Coke has been stripped of the possession. Twisting and turning, a foul committed. Could have been 3-point play. Good movement that was from Levy.
Absolutely good move. And what we're seeing is role reversal. Last night, it was the challenging, scrappy defense of Horizon that kept them in the lead. Now, they have changed. The shoe has dropped on the other foot, and the Waves are the team that are scrapping on defense, fighting for the loose balls, making the steals, and now coming up with the potential for 2 points from the free throw line.
Well,
I said it, didn't I?
no comment, though, no comment.
I'm not supposed to talk about free throws, am I?
I'm not saying that, though, but I'm saying no comment.
Okay.
First and second. Oh, that was better from Levy. So the score is certainly extended to 8-point lead for Waves over Horizon. Waves in the white, if you're just joining us, Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. Fighting Cook looking for the dunk. Well, Wilkes was there, but he fouled. So it will be Cook going towards the free throw line.
That was a very close call there. The referee could have almost allowed no call on that one. The contact was very slight.
Was it a foul?
It was not a foul.
Oh, come
clearly.
on. Whether it's light or not, was it a foul? It's a simple question.
The referee gave a foul, it's a foul.
Oh, my word. Cook with the first. Soft hands, though. Missing.
Came up with some monster dunks last night.
Yes, he did. We call him Coke 1 to 3. Missing for the second time. Oh, coming off the hand, I think, though, of Golding. Not happy, though, the number 4 Golding, with Shane Wilson having a word with him. So we go right back to the Horizon team, who missed 2 attempts at the free throw line a short while ago.
And you can see the defensive movement now for the Waves team looking very good. They're challenging, they're on top of their players.
Brown using his height to his advantage. Still can't
block.
scoring. Using the glass to bank it in. Cutting the deficit somewhat. Oh, a steal. Here comes Horizon once again. A 3-point taken. This is on the left hand of Ellison, who came in for Gray. Gray not playing as he did last evening, who top scored in that opening fixture for Horizon.
And Coach Remicky looking for any kind of lift for his team just now.
Wilson. Oh, went over the glass. Play continues. Ellison being harassed somewhat by Thomas, who just came on the court. That's Thomas's first.
Maynard checks in for Horizon, Team Horizon. And Maynard, incidentally, is from Barbados. He plies his trade in Barbados.
Incidentally. I'm just going by your words. Incidentally. But all I'm saying, I love all my Caribbean people. I tell you that much. So if I go on a boat with all my Caribbean people, I love all my Caribbean people.
Incidentally.
Incidentally. They continue though.
In comes another name that we called a lot last night. DeAndre Forbes is in for the Waves.
Brown inside to Maynard.
Makes his point as he steps on the floor. Woo! Nice reverse finish there from Maynard.
Yes, he did. Oh, what was he thinking, though? That was Thomas. Gave away the possession.
Tried to split the defense with literally nowhere to go.
Oh, foul committed this by Golding. Not happy with his players, though. Leaving one player under the basket. That was Brown, I think.
And he's letting his players hear about it.
That's Thomas in Thomas's ear.
We have a timeout taken by Coach Robinson.
You realize Thomas did not even look at him because Thomas knew he was wrong. So Thomas said nothing at all, but it's now a 3-point lead, the Waves over the Horizon. And Horizon, however, will go towards the line to take 2. This a different game than what we saw both teams play last evening. Horizon, they were more freed to play last evening when they went up against the Rivers.
As we see,
the replay here, that was Brown in possession.
the dish to Maynard.
Inside to Maynard. Wow, was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
You mentioned dish, though. And have you had your Sunday dinner?
Oh, definitely. I had to have Sunday before you come here. You can't sit down here for so long with an empty belly.
Oh, my word. I didn't realize. So.
That sound like you don't get nothing yet.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. But I'm not the fortunate one to be getting. I'm the fortunate one to be cooking.
Oh, all right. Well, it won't be shooting 2. They'll be
No.
taking in the inbound from the baseline.
Thought they were going towards the line, though. Brown. Ellison for Horizon. Marshaled by Thomas. Cuts inside to Brown. It's poked away from Brown, but it's won back by White. 3-point attempt. Was watching the shot clock, no? So, talking again.
Golding and Thomas.
Golding says, listen to me, man. We're coming out to play some basketball.
So that was a shot clock violation there by Horizon. Weren't able to get the shot off in time.
Under 5 minutes to close out the first quarter. Forbes, Golding. Davis with a three-pointer. Oh, rebound gathered somewhat by Parks, who laid it in.
Now that's not normal for Horizon to allow somebody to slip in backdoor like that.
In fact, two players were all alone inside. Three-pointer.
And we're seeing a lot of that, though. The three-point shot, and then they run off. No one challenges for the rebound. It was a nice block from Maynard right there. But nobody challenging for the rebounds now. Horizon seems to be stepping back.
Well, they've lost the momentum somewhat from what they had last evening. And Gray has been sitting on the bench for a long time.
We wonder when he will make his return.
In that position, Ellis is there playing the point guard. Forbes now finding Davis. Davis going around Maynard. Ellis runs somewhat. Going into the player was Thomas, and a foul will be called. Would it be called on Ellison? He looks bemused. Said it was me. And Thomas goes back to the line. No, he does not. But he thought he was going to the line.
Well, the contact happened before he went up for the shot.
He goes for a three. Foul committed there by Golding. Holding foul, I think it was, by Golding. Not allowing his opponent to go for the rebound.
White was trying to go up for it, and he held him back from there.
So a 5-point lead by Waves over Horizon in this first quarter, winding down.
The big man for Waves has checked back in. That would be Lushane Wilson.
Maynard. Oh!
The full court pressure was too tight.
Double team. Forbes.
And they're spacing the floor nicely.
Davis attacking the basket. Davis failing. And on the second attempt, gaining his own rebound. Davis putting Waves to 15 points in this first quarter, extending the lead here to 7 points.
Most definitely looking much better than last evening. Oh, a nice finish from Maynard.
Maynard going from coast to coast. Using the glass.
But the Waves team are certainly playing like a team who have put it together now. This is what we're going to do. They're spacing the court well. They're taking their shots carefully. They're hammering the boards for the rebounds. And they're playing defense when needed.
Oh, landed, Mr. Cook. You gave us 3 last evening. This is the first. Not as dynamic as what we saw last evening, but nevertheless still 2 points.
I was about to offer him a Pepsi.
It's not a Coke special. As Thomas using the glass to his advantage. So 17-12, a 5-point lead by Waves. Maynard puts the ball on the floor. Bounce pass inside, a cutting man. That was White going towards the basket. And you go to the line to shoot 2.
Despite the fact that his feet were planted, they were planted late. He arrived late for the stop right there. And White was able to maintain his balance to try to shoot over him. He could have finished it.
Well, I thought he would have finished strong.
Yeah, he could have gone up for the dunk.
But I think he thought he was too far from the rim.
At times like that, usually the player goes up for the contact, and you try to get the contact because you know you're going to get to the line. and do the thing that I'm not going to speak about.
You heard from CC, Corey Campbell, the man who has walked on. Second attempt from White. Nothing but the net. CC now cut to 4. It's Kennedy. Kennedy loses possession. However, his teammate has won it back for him. That's Parks. Calling for the travel.
You can't get back to your feet after coming off the floor, and you got called for the walk.
Referee Edward Marshall, known as Ted Marshall. The lower half of your screen, on your right to your screen. Referee on the left is a chief crew, Michael Johnson. Ellison, Cope. Back on the court is Gray. Coke swings to the left to Ivy. Ivy takes a 2-pointer. Rebound gathered by Thomas. Oh, the poor pass from Thomas. On to find Coke, a bounce pass. Came off the leg though. But Ivy being very, very strong, loses possession. On the other end though, to finish is Davis.
Almost a dunk.
Scrappy play though from both teams a short while ago.
Definitely, but it shows the intensity. No one wants to give it up right now. Everybody's working hard. The defense is looking good on both sides.
Ivy.
More so on the side of the Waves though.
Rebound gathered somewhat by Cope. Then to Grant. Grant goes by Thomas. Lays it up a floater, but rebound by Parks. Kennedy goes by Grant. Still Kennedy. He very watchful a foul on Kennedy. I don't know who'll get you. Would it be Grant or would it be White? So the first foul.
Multiple substitutions by both teams.
Other players coming in, as you pointed out. One is Davis in the 34. Walker back on the court. Also back on the court is Levy in the number 11 jersey for the Waves team. So it won't be not a shooting foul. Walker. To Levy. Oh, that's a good fake though. But a bit short.
Couldn't finish.
That shot. Gray to White. No, the pass deflected. Was looking for Ivy. Deflected out of bounds. Will be Horizon's play.
And my compatriot, Sir Sean Grant, refers to him as Poison Ivy.
Yes, indeed. Whenever he plays well. Grant with a fake. Swings it to Gray for 3. Oh, hits the rim though, but rebounded somewhat by White. Goes up. Oh, he was fouled. So says referee Herbert. So it will be White going to the line for Horizon, trying to cut the deficit.
And the 37-year-old seems to be the one with the most aggression there on the offensive end for Team Horizon.
He doesn't look a day older than 37, to be honest.
How would you know that, though?
I'm going by looks. He doesn't look a day older than 37. First attempt. Bit heavy with that.
I didn't say anything about that one.
No, he didn't. You can do it, White. So said some of the spectators are here as the National Arena filling up nicely. This is the first of 2 games. The Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. Have to pick up our sponsors though. What's the second? It's the second. And the lead now to 5. Horizon 14, Waves 19. So I've given away possession once again. Here comes Gray. Oh, no look, trying to lay it in. A bit fancy there, but Walker comes away with it. And trying to use the glass to his advantage.
Didn't get the shot off in time.
That signals the end of the first quarter. 19-14 in favor of the Waves over the Horizon in the first game of 2 in the Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. Your thoughts of what you saw, my good friend CC?
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams. In particular, I'm leaning towards how aggressive the Waves seems to be taking everything. Their defense is now positioning, legs moving, challenging the shots, not giving up the boards too easily. And we can see here another play from them, from the offensive end, with the shot there by Davis, the rebound and putback. This is what they needed to do last night to have been a lot more competitive. But we see the dunk there from Coke. They're not going away easy. They still looked okay, but not the way that they wanted to be in this game against a team like this, who is now bringing it to them.
Well, I think they've gained a little bit more confidence. That's Horizon. They started out a bit too confident, many may say, with a chip on their shoulder. However, the Waves moved along and took down the Horizon somewhat a bit early.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
Just a tad.
Those are his favorite words. Just a tad. Robinson on the screen giving instructions to his players as Coach Robinson for the Waves. And his players looking on the assistant. Is that Lamar Dixon?
Lamar Dixon. And they're comfortably enjoying a slight lead at this time, but they cannot afford to relax against a team like Horizon.
No, they can't. And instructions being given out there by McFarlane, who is on the court for Horizon in the number 6 jersey. Robinson talking to his players. Still, that's a long chat though. We see the Chief looking down to say, come on, Coach Robinson. And again, the Chief has blown his whistle.
He's now gone over there.
Well, that's a long, long break though. We had to rivet in those instructions as Coach Robinson. Will it work?
We do hope so. But
for his sake.
One of the things we need to point out, for his sake. One of the things we need to point out though is one of the players that gave them a lot of energy last night, Xander Bowers, is not suiting up tonight. He went down hard in a play last night, came back and finished the game, but he is not playing in this game today.
Need to find out why though. We'll tell you that. The halftime break, when we come back from the halftime break. Oh, trying to lay it in though, but tossing for the rebound and a foul committed on McFarlane. He was aggressive under the rim. And they'll be shooting 2. Goes against Shane Wilson. He says, no, it can't be me.
And I believe that might be number 2 on
Shane Wilson.
Yes, we'll confirm. But this is the...
So 3 and 4 points though. Davis having 3 points under his belt. Number 10 for the Waves. As you look to see the first of 2 from the hands of McFarlane. Hitting the back of the rim. I want to cut into that lead though of 5. Just that. Down to 4. Walker.
Full court press, we see.
Yes. Well, Walker is a young man that can dance. He moves left, he moves right. Wilson, a foul on Wilson. A poor and a silly foul by McFarlane.
That just shows the intensity they have.
Wilson had nowhere to go.
McFarlane wanted him to go nowhere. But it just shows the level of intensity and focus that they have just now. So you're going to get some ticky-tack fouls and some errant hand-checking.
Walker.
As you see here.
He harassed someone.
There he goes again.
Walker.
Another foul again.
His second foul.
McFarlane.
McFarlane's second foul in the last minute. Wow.
And he's now sitting on 2 personal fouls.
He's going to be sitting on the bench.
As you said, here comes Maynard in to replace him.
So 2 fouls, 2 silly fouls, I should say. And he walks off the court. Play has resumed. Second quarter action. Pull up 3. Rebounded somewhat. This by Kennedy. To Walker. He harassed somewhat. The whistle will come.
Jump ball call. Well fought. Well fought there by Rashad.
Is it Rashad or Rashid Hall?
Rashad Hall.
Rashad?
Rashad Hall.
I've seen two spellings for that name though, so the last name is the same spelling, so I'm going to stay with Hall.
Okay, let's work with Hall.
Yeah. Don't want to see any calls coming from abroad saying that you spelled or you pronounced my son
his name incorrectly.
Correct, yeah, not at all. Second quarter action though.
Another foul. If the Horizons can't get it together, we'll see shooting fouls in a few once they get the fouls over the limit.
I was just pointing out though, with the second foul, that's what coming to the Wilson. Oh, and rattled around. Kennedy with the rebound. But Horizon comes away with it. Loose ball.
Hall is on the ground. Hall was injured just now. Holding his head. Not sure if he got hit in the head.
In the eyes. Testing his eyes though.
Trying to walk it out.
But I think they should throw some water in his eyes. But I'm not a medic.
I can tell. If that's your...
Thank you for pointing that out though.
But if that's your way of addressing an issue with his eye...
Maybe he just got poked in his eye. I'm just saying though.
And we just pour some water in it, sure.
Just pour some water.
Remind me not to call you if I have an injury.
Well, we're going to talk about that later on.
Maynard
splits the defense, but it is hit away, and a three-pointer by Gray hits the rim and rebounded by Parks. Here comes Wilson. Wilson being held somewhat by Gray. Gray says, "Who, me? Yes, you." Right in front of referee Marshall. And Marshall says, "You're going to take 2 shots."
Now here is a challenge for Coach Remicky. Gray is on 3 fouls.
I'm looking to see. Yes,
Gray
he is
on 3 fouls. And that could pose a problem going down the stretch in this game.
Well, I think they'll introduce Marquis Ellison back in the point guard position and take Gray off the court.
Well, Ellison did a good job holding it down and keeping it together when he came on, and Gray was put back on to do what he does best, which is run the game and get the points on the board. Instead, he ends up with his 3rd foul.
Kennedy in a bit of trouble, and Maynard is on the line. So says referee Marshall. So it goes the other way. That pass is from Gray, intended to split the defense, but Kennedy outstretched arm stopped that from happening.
Yes, he did. And this is what I'm saying in terms of the scrapping. Waves are scrapping for everything. They're not letting anything go by easily.
Full court press, as you pointed out earlier on. That has been the deal for this Horizon team in the second quarter.
And it reaped its benefits just now. The rewards are sure.
Parks giving away possession, was looking for the movement of Wilson. He had to be Shellion Fraser-Price.
Moore would have to be a high jumper at that point.
Oh, maybe.
But
with some speed.
With some speed.
Oh, you spoke about Ellison a short while ago, almost losing possession. Maynard loses possession. As Levy, it was in the defensive role, you're saying.
This is what we're saying. The defense and the intensity in the eyes. Look at Davis's eyes. He's ready to play some basketball. So he's going to challenge everything. He's going to go after every pass that's made. He's going to scrap at every player. And he's going to attempt to put points on the board.
Well, Levy puts the ball on the court, poked away from Levy. And a foul committed by Levy, not allowing him to run a dunk on him. That's Ivy. Had to hold him back somewhat. Seen by the referee. So it will be Horizon's possession. They trail by 5 though in the second quarter.
Not an insurmountable deficit by any means, and certainly not impossible for this team to get rid of. They just have to stop doing things like that.
Oh, Coke. Coke was spilled such a while ago.
And nowhere to mop it up yet.
Lobbing it in is Walker. Under a bit of pressure, Parks. Right back over to Walker. To Kennedy. Then to the big man, Parks. Fairly. That was ill-advised, though, from Parks. Maynard for three.
They needed that in a big way. They needed that.
When the ball left his hand, all of his teammates stood. They knew something that we don't.
They knew it was going in, and they needed it desperately at this point, just to get the thing swung back in their way.
Great move from Kennedy. A fake and then laying it in with such ease. Well, they've given it away once again. Walker attacks the basket. A floater, but rebound gathered by Parks and laying it in.
Horizon needs to settle it down and get back to their game.
So it's now gone back to a 6-point lead. Ivy switches play to the right-hand side. 3-point attempt going the rebound, but they've lost it. Ivy off the glass, got the deficit.
A little bit of contact there, but no call by the referee. Well done.
Long pass down court.
I think Coach Remeke, seeing the fatigue on some of his players,
Rashad Hall
goes back with the big man White. Now this should be a good tandem for the Horizon.
Yes, it should.
We now have White alongside Coke, along with Ivy.
Oh!
This is what we're gonna get.
Oh, Coke number 2, we have a Coke special.
And this is what we get.
So it's now a 2-point deficit, 24-22 is the score. But here comes Parks.
Fouled by White.
And Parks is still on the ground. Hopefully he's getting up. He's a big man, he's strong.
He's not hurt, he's just gathering himself. I believe he's just taking a breather down there.
I think you're absolutely correct. After coming close to 2 points, Horizon giving away the possession, a turnover.
They keep getting there and sliding away.
Parks missing the first. Under 8 minutes to close out the first half and the second quarter. Parks with the second. And rebound gathered
This
by Ellison.
is an important possession for Horizon.
Oh, a foul on Ellison. And he drove towards the basket, thinking it would go against Parks. Maybe shooting 2.
He will be shooting 2. And as I was saying, this was a very important possession for Horizon. This could be turning the tide against the Waves.
But Davis being brought in the mix alongside Thomas. And Levy coming off the court for the Waves team. And Ellison will be shooting 2 for Horizon. Trying to level proceedings here. These 2 shots. Well, you said that his introduction would steady the team after Gray got in some foul trouble.
And it seems it has.
He's made the first. Can I say anything else? And he makes the second. And the smiling from ear to ear.
Game is all tied up.
Scores are level. Kennedy being double teamed to Thomas. Wilson, 4-3. It's a front of the rim. Rebounded by Coke. Maynard, double team. Went around.
Lost it.
Kennedy again with his steal. No look pass on the right. Under the rim, aggressive, but can't convert. But Parks can. That was an aggressive move from Davis first, but it went into the hands of Parks, who put his team up again by 2.
And this is the type of game we want to see now. Everybody's ready. Here comes White with the turn move, with the spin.
Oh, that was sweet from White.
That's a vintage move there.
Oh my word, a 37-year-old, they're giving it away. Here once more is Horizon. The scores are tied. They have not led in this game from the start. Maynard want to cut inside. Still in possession. Ellison, a fake. And finding White. And the whistle went though.
Shot clock violation, I believe.
So we didn't hear the horn though from the shot clock violation. Oh, now it comes.
But now watch the pressure defense. They're now feeling it. Now they feel the energy.
Full court press working well.
Now they're ready to play. The game is all tied up.
Wilson with the left hand. Rebound by Ivy. Ellison goes forward to Maynard. Bounce pass. Looking for the movement of Coke. And a foul on Coke. He goes to the line. Trying to put his team in front.
And this is what we expect. Now that the tide has changed a bit, we now see the aggression and the intensity now reverting to the Horizon team. But
go ahead.
On the contrary, Waves are not giving up easy.
No, and Coke.
They're not letting it be an easy time for Horizon.
And Coke is making it easier for the Waves. Missing both. And the rebound this by White off his left hand though. And himself and the referee, Ted, is having a word.
Having a whirl?
A whirl with a word. Thomas. For the Waves. Oh, little dancing going on with Thomas to the Jade Wilson. Did he step on the line? Yes, he did.
Stepped on the line.
Seen by referee Herbert. He went deep to his left. And that left foot went right on the line. Maybe went even below it.
Possibly, but Ellison dishes to Maynard.
Maynard again.
Not this time.
But even the rim. It's a little bit of contact with a blocking foul to go against Ellison. As it looked erratic from Davis a short while ago, he wearing the number 10 jersey for Waves. Didn't have great control over his dribble. I would say Thomas making the first.
Was that the first, actually?
I don't know.
I don't.
Or was it a test?
I think he was just warming up.
Yes, he was. So this will be the first. Let's see what happens here. Maybe in his mind, he should think and tell himself that he's warming up. Because his stroke looked better
on the warm-up shot.
On the warm-up shot. Looks more tense now. Well, they've gone back in the lead by 1. 5:25 on the clock in the second quarter, the Waves.
And the 6'1" point guard, DeAndre Forbes, checks in for the Waves.
He was used a lot last evening, not today. Different game plan from the Waves. Coke puts the ball on the left, trying to gather his own rebound. But Parks gets the better of the man. In the meantime, and he'll go to the line for a three-point play. A very good movement from Thomas.
A bad foul there from the Horizon team. There was no reason to grab him there. He couldn't stop the shot. Let the man put it up. Now the potential is there for a three-point play. And they will now be down by 3 if he makes this.
Thomas back on the line. 3-point lead, now a 4-point lead. After that shot. Ellison. To Hall, cutting inside. And a brilliant move that was from Hall. Cutting inside and using the rim, using the board part, the glass to back it in.
Steal there from Coke. Knocked out of bounds. Big man comes back in.
Which one?
Nikolai Brown for Horizon, number 45.
Well, he's a big center for his team. Forbes, the point guard, for the Waves, splitting inside, driving towards the rim.
Blocked by Brown.
Rebound gathered again by Parks, but not converting as he did so far. Ellison, a bullet pass to the right to Coke, who's appealing that he was fouled, and Walker swinging to the right. The defense of the Horizon team are back in their positions.
Davis calms it back down with nowhere to go, but
Oh.
makes the shot.
Woo! Nowhere to do what?
He had nowhere to go. I don't know how he got that shot off.
That was brilliant from Davis. They've gone back in a 4-point lead. That's Waves. We see Gray back on the court. And Ellison being asked to sit down to rest.
He's injured, it seems.
Looks like it's happening. Does look good for Horizon. Hall. Bounce pass inside to Cook. Could not finish. Parks was there. He's a nemesis. Finding on the other end is Davis. Laying it in.
I have to say, I'm not liking the finishes, the finishing touches from Coke around the rim. He's moving gingerly once he gets up and not finishing as strong as he did last evening.
Maynard with a floater, but tipped in by Brown. The big man, as you're referring to, using his height to his advantage.
Well, the question remains whether he's 6'11" or actually 7 feet.
Guess what? Forbes with a 3. It's a rim and out. That's Parks part of it at Forbes. Coke swings the play to the left.
Travel. Move that foot too fast.
Oh, Brown.
Wanting to do more, but got ahead of himself there.
It looks like it's bemused though. A timeout being called as the scores 34 to 30. 4-point lead. This for the Waves over the Horizon. How are you liking the second quarter? A little bit different from the first.
Just a little, but
a tad.
Just a tad. But what I wanted to continue on was the fact that the finishing is showing either fatigue or distraction on the side of Coke. It's not that they're not getting looks or shots to the rim. They're just not finishing, and they're not going down.
But you have to say that the Parks is a pillar in defense under the rim for the Waves.
Indeed. He is making them change their shots and challenging the shots, but they still have to find a way to get points and get the ball through the net.
Well, guess what? They're only down by 4 at one point. They wanted the lead. And however, Waves is not letting them press and press hard. So what happened last evening in terms of Gray leading the way with 23 points? We're not seeing that from the team in red this evening.
Not tonight. And Gray may be playing a little more tentatively now that he has these 3 fouls, that he has to be careful he doesn't go into a foul-out situation.
Parks almost stolen. Thomas, a foul on Thomas though by Hall, and he apologizes. Is that a 4th team foul?
And that's the first on Hall.
Well, it's a 4th team foul though. They go to the line.
And this is what we were saying they needed to be mindful of, because now they're in shooting for each foul.
Flat it was. Thomas with the first, extending the lead to 5. Second quarter action, the Elite 1 Caribbean Basketball League. First of a doubleheader. Second, nothing but net.
And that's now 8 points for Theo Thomas to go with 1 rebound and 1 assist so far.
Can we call him TT?
We could call him TT.
Well, Gray with a 3. Not happening this evening for Gray. Thomas on the other end. Oh, backdoor pass. to Walker, rattled in and out.
And here come the horizon.
Maynard goes towards the rim, and a foul. This by Forbes. Forbes looked a little bit rusty, looked a little bit tired. And the left outstretched arm of Forbes stopping the run somewhat of Maynard, who goes to the line to shoot two.
Another important 2 points that they need here.
Trying to cut the 6-point deficit. Not happening on the first attempt. The big question is, will it happen on the second? No, it does not. And Thomas off to the races. Davis. Oh, it's swatted away.
Swatted away by Coke.
Oh, that was brilliantly done by Coke.
Well, he's pushing it on the defensive end, and he needs the break. Yes, he does. He does look just a shade less than his former self last evening, so I think the fatigue has actually started to set in for him.
Walker using his right arm to push off, give himself some space. Slings it to the right to Thomas, who cuts inside. Oh, that was brilliant, but the finish was poor.
Absolutely. And what we're seeing happening is, even on the offensive end now, we're just starting to see a little bit of standing still from the Waves team.
Cutting inside, there was Hall. Was all alone on the left.
So what they do now is the ball comes down, one person gets it, and everybody stands and waits till that person makes a move.
Thomas. Swatted away from Thomas before he could take an attempt. It's going to be Waves possession.
They were moving a lot better earlier, and earlier in this second quarter, they were moving a lot better. Let's hope they get it back together again.
Taking a shot, that was blocked. That was blocked by Ivy. Davis felt the presence of Ivy. He can be poised on one end and poised on the other. That was a clear foul on the rim, not seen by the referees. And Thomas using the rim, using the glass to his advantage. TT.
Bank that home, and I believe from last night we'll be saying, cha-ching!
Yeah. In the meantime, Gray was tugged. I think it was tugged by Walker. He went around Walker, though. The left arm of Walker came out.
Gray wants the shot.
Gray says a shooting foul. Is it, though? They're over the limit? Because when he was fouled, he was not going for any shot at all. Is it a shooting foul or not?
It's not?
No, it's not a shooting foul. If they're over the limit, you'd have gone to the line, but they're not over the limit, so they take it to the side.
Gray trying to be smooth on that.
Well, the team, everyone's set up. Bounce pass to Maynard, goes towards the rim, and did not finish, though. But Ivy with the rebound, and a foul on Ivy.
Testament to your point there that the big men for Waves...
Ivy was the one who committed the foul, though.
Really?
Yes.
But the big men for Waves not making it easy for any of the penetration moves from Horizon.
They're living under the rim. That's where they'll pitch their tent. And that's where they're building their concrete house.
And so far, it's a solid structure.
Yes, it is. Turnaround jumper. That's an air ball coming from Park. Brown
has to put it down.
Not a great handle of the ball, though.
Definitely.
But Gray swing it to the left. This can't finish is Hall. And that attempt by Brown. Picked up by Gray. Laying it off to Brown, the big man who answers the call off the glass.
This time, they should have gotten it on the first attempt. There's a call there. There has to be a call there.
An offensive or defensive? Well, guess what? And the shot clock has been turned off.
Ooh.
They go towards
the call is on Maynard.
That's what I'm saying. Is it offensive or defensive? You thought it was offensive.
Well, you could see the arm go up and the player was flung off.
Yes, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. Could have gone either way.
It could have.
Walker with the first.
But I think Coach Remicki would agree with what I saw.
Could have. And the second, 40 to 34, 6-point lead. So the ball swung down on the left to Cook, back to Gray. Gray between two, swings the ball to the right to Hall, and Hall takes a shot, hits the rim, and he says he was fouled. I thought he was, but guess what? Not my thoughts matter. The referee matters. At the end of the second quarter, at the end of the first half, where we go to some highlights of what we saw. We're going to go to some highlights of what happened in the second quarter.
So let's look at that. Fantastic finish there from Davis. And again, a tip-in from the big man, Nikolai Brown. Now, this was a play where I said he had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And he found a way.
There was just a little...
Right here.
Woo! Did you see his right arm, though? Held off Ellison.
Well, it would have to. Because he literally had nowhere to go.
Well,
he was running into two defenders, so he was very fortunate to get that shot off and get it up.
Well, fortune favors the brave, though. But give me your assessment on the entire first half, though, before we big up our sponsors here this evening.
Well, the first half promised what we got, and we were certainly not at all disappointed in the fact that both teams came out aggressive. They both came out with the intent to make something happen and to keep the other team at bay. And they did just that, with the exception that the waves were just a little bit too strong for the Horizon.
At the start of the second quarter, and I'm thinking, though, it's Coach Remicki's instructions, the Horizon were full press, but they were very, very, very aggressive.
Yes, they were. And they seem to take the energy once they get the point on the board, and if they don't get the point on the board, then they seem to step back a bit. So I don't know if it is actually they're just now resolving to acknowledge that, listen, this is a completely different game from yesterday. It's a completely different team. We have to approach this a lot differently.
Well, guess what? End of the half, end of the second quarter, 40 to 34 in favor of the Waves over the Horizon. Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. We take a break from the National Arena. Corny Campbell, CC, and Sean Grant. Welcome back to the National Arena for second half action. The Elite 1 Caribbean Basketball League matchup featuring Horizon and Waves. I must tell you, it's the first of 2 games, another doubleheader on the second day of competition of 4. I'm Sean Grant alongside CC Courtney Campbell, and we just witnessed the first half of this epic battle, which featured the Waves and Horizons. Waves leading 40-34. What can happen in the second half, my good friend?
I'm looking for more of the same from the Waves team and a little more energy from the Horizon team. The Waves team were doing everything that they needed to do, and they were aggressive. They were so aggressive and trying to deny everything from the Horizon team. The Horizon team, on the other hand, they seemed a little slow, a little less than themselves than that they came out with last evening, but I know they can turn it around.
Well, guess what? Before we go any further, have to big up our sponsors. The Jamaica Basketball Association, Ribby's Ultra Lounge, Elite1 Recruiting, Global Pipeline Agency, Herbs, Turbostats, KFC, Phoenix Health Complex, Athletic Fusion, pardon me, Short Time Medical, you had Confectionery and Snacks Jamaica.
And Halib Orange.
Halib Orange?
Yep.
It's Halib Orange.
No,
it's Halib Orange.
Halib Orange.
Well, guess what? And Phase 1 Production, actually.
M1 Productions.
M1 Productions.
They're responsible for all the fantastic live production that you're seeing now. So everything you're seeing streamed online now, live, is by M1 Production. Awesome team.
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
No, I've learned something new.
That's why you're sitting here, so so I can teach you something.
Thank you very much, CC.
Yes, just a tad of knowledge.
So my apologies to M1 Production for not mentioning your name, because I called the names last evening and it was not mentioned.
That might have been an oversight on the part of the paper that you got.
So Halib Orange, you say?
Yes, it's Halib Orange and M1 Productions. We have to give our credit to where our credit is due.
No, before we talk about the basketball, no, hold on. Haliborange. You can't pronounce it Halib Orange.
You could do that, but that is not what it is pronounced.
I'm just saying, though, putting that out.
Maybe what we should do is get a representative from Halib Orange and have them tell you how it should be pronounced.
Thank you very much, though. You're teaching me something again?
Again.
Oh, my word.
But what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that out there. So a representative from Halib Orange will pass by and give us. But there you see on the court in street clothes is Bowers, who is not playing tonight. Xander took a hard blow last night.
There he is.
There he is.
In the green shirt.
He seems okay, but not playing tonight.
I think I heard that he was sore, so they didn't want to use him this evening, though. He landed awkward, though, last evening on the court. And as you stated earlier, he was taken off, but he came back in the game.
And finished it.
Yeah, but looked ginger while he was playing in the latter stages of the game.
Well, as a player, you don't want to let your team down, and if you're one of the key players, you certainly want to try and go out there regardless. But it's in the best interest for the coach to make the decision based on what he sees from his player.
Well, guess what? We haven't forgotten any in terms of the top scorers, though, because Tia Thomas, the top scorer, 8 points and 2 rebounds, and that's for the Waves team. And for Maynard, he has scored 7 points so far. Those are the top 2 scorers for the Horizon and Waves unit in that first half.
And they looked good doing it. They were very aggressive on the rim. They were certainly effective on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively, with the support from LaShane Wilson.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see the Waves team on the court. They were on the court a long time because they think they can win this affair. They lost their match last evening, 64-79 to the Storm.
Well, if anyone has anything to prove tonight, the Waves certainly need to wash out the Horizon.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Thank you.
You know, I don't know the name of the producer. You know the name of the producer?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we're going to get that.
I do know the name, but it's
Slipping you right now?
No, it's not. I'll tell you in a very short while.
Okay.
Might pronounce it incorrectly. Gray swings the play to Ivy. Back to Gray for 3. It's in front of the rim, rebounded by Wilson for the Waves.
And Horizon not having a chance to get on the board.
As how they ended the first half, that's how they started the second.
Yes.
Levy lays it off back to Levy. Pushes inside, but that was blocked somewhat as Wilson went up. But in the meantime, that was put inside by the strong move of Golding.
There was a lot of appeal just now for a shot clock violation, but the shot was already off.
Under the rim. Lays it out. Not the greatest attempt by White. So Walker for Waves. Goes by Gray. Pull-up jumper for Walker. Hits the rim. Rebounded by Golding. Walker once again. Gray trying to swat it away.
They have to watch the clock.
And he puts it up.
Too late.
Shot clock violation.
Too late. They took a little too much time trying to move it around.
But wasn't that good defense, though, from Horizon?
It was very good defense from Horizon. Not giving them a window of opportunity.
Grant. And late in, though. Steal from Gray. Gray alley-oop, and the big man under the rim, Mr. White, just banks it in off the glass.
There's no way that would have been an alley-oop. That would have just been a lob over. Not sure White can get up that high.
42-36 is the score.
The defense got it again. They had him stepping out of bounds on the sideline. Was White.
So Gray being marshaled somewhat by Walker. Splitting pass by Gray, looking and finding White. Grant with a rebound. Swings the play to the left. A three-pointer by Gray. Wilson comes away with it. He dances and finds no one.
He tried the Euro step, but the point is to end up back in front of the rim when you get there. A charging foul on Coke. Coke is called for the charge.
He was all over the place, Coke. That was the right call, I thought, by the chief himself, Michael Johnson, the referee.
But just earlier, LaShane Wilson tried the Euro step and didn't finish. They've got to get it back together, back to what was working for them before.
Levy, marshaled by Gray, gets by Gray. Pull-up jumper from Levy, hits the rim. Rebounded by Wilson. Swings it back over. Oh, that effort there by Levy was not great at all. Coke
pulls it back out.
Turns it back over to White. White was taking some steps a short while ago. But here comes Golding on the other end. Puts it inside, but coming off the left hand of Grant, and it will be Waves possession.
It will be, and they are still trying to maintain the defense, but they're not finishing their plays at the rim. They're not finishing at the rim. Either team is not doing as well as they were before.
Well, you said that in the first half, though. That's not happening more so for the Horizon. Now Walker, oh, that was a slotted away.
By Poison Ivy.
Can I just say that, though? Ivy aggressive on the defensive end for Horizon. They trail by 6 in the third quarter.
But as we can see, Gray is playing with 3 fouls, so he may be playing tentatively. He was the hot man, a hot hand for them last night. He seems to be playing a little bit more tentative, and his shots aren't falling as that three-pointer goes down.
Golding
from Golding
with a golden shot. 3 points to the Waves. 45-36. Grant loses possession. Here is Walker using his body, easing off Gray and laying it in off the glass. And certainly, as pointed out earlier, Gray with 23 points, yet the score
in this game.
Yeah. Not the
Here it goes again.
man.
Let's see what happens. A bad shot. Another bad shot from Gray.
Swatted away. And it's still taken away from Parks, who was very good on the defensive end. White plays it off to Grant. Ivy then over to Gray.
Finally!
And we said that he had not scored all night, but then the commentator's curse worked in his favor.
In his favor this time. Finally, he gets off the board.
With a 3. Parks loses possession, was looking over to referee Marshall to say, bail me out.
Not this time.
Not at all.
Here we see. Lob over. Pass around. This is the ball movement that we need from them.
That's the basketball you want to see. That's the basketball you asked for last evening.
And that's what we're getting just now.
In the meantime, they have resumed. Tried to go for a block was Hall. He was denied. Giving away possession, end-to-end, poor play. Gray with a second attempt hits the rim. Rebound gathered. Right back to Gray. Bounce pass inside. And lying on the possession is Gray. No ball called. But Gray says, why did the jump ball? I had the possession.
Well, he clearly had the dominant position with it, but as long as the other player has a hand on it still, the option is still there to give it as a jump ball.
We'll see what they'll do with it, though. They'll be giving the Waynes a possession. I'm a bit confused, though. Both teams are confused. Who are you giving the possession to? Referee. Well, it seems like it would go into the Waynes.
The full court pressure is now on again from the Horizon team.
What we saw from them in the second quarter.
It worked before.
Well, I don't know what's the holdup. I just saw Alfred Mickey, though. It's off screen, speaking to one of the referees, Herbert. That was the holdup for Wilson.
Tight defense, not giving an inch.
By McFarlane, now a steal by Gray, who's been harassed, double team.
Foul called on that play.
And Golding not happy with the call from referee Marshall.
He needs to be careful. That could be a technical foul there.
The Marshall will go over. I have a word with him. Robinson having a word with Golding. Tell him to calm down. Calm down, big fella.
He could give it away worse than he already has with the foul.
Maynard. Oh, he was swatted across the face by Davis. Woo. Let's see what they'll call here.
That eye looks a bit swollen, though.
I think you shoot 2, and they'll get you back. I'm wondering then.
Walk.
Gray's to the sideline, though. They're lining up that they're going to, like was a flagrant. The right arm of Davis hit the face, but no, they carried it to the side.
Maynard takes it back in.
Once again, failing to compete. Stolen from Maynard, and then back in the possession of McFarlane. Swings it to Gray on the right, takes a 3, it's short. But right under the rim was McFarlane, and the foul. Woo!
Nice.
So 47-41, McFarlane with 3 points. So 47-41, timeout being called. So as we see now, the two teams will have a word.
And that is exactly what we want to see from Team Horizon. The ball movement has increased, their spacing on the floor has increased, and they're now more deliberately attacking the rim.
Robinson there giving instructions to his team, and from the coach of the Waves from one end, and Remicki in the huddle of the Horizon giving instructions to his players, and he was not happy at the end of the first quarter. He gave them some instructions in the second. They played a full court press, and then they've continued on that run.
There's
in the
a steal
third.
from Gray with the dish over, and the finish by White. Here we see
Golding with a three.
he's the one holding down a lot of things for the Waves team, is Golding.
He was pumped after that three, though.
He was, but he's certainly a lot more aggressive and animated tonight than he was before. And that's certainly playing in their favor, especially now that the Horizon team seems to be shining a little brighter.
Well, guess what? The head of the chief crew, or the crew chief, Michael Johnson, having a word with the coach, Ron Robinson, says no more of that. They tend to call them on the court when they take a timeout, and they go beyond the time. Not for the first time we're seeing this.
It's something that happens, but coaches use it to give their players rest, and it also is an opportunity for them to get more instructions in that they need to speak about.
May McFarlane to the line. It's a 6-point lead for the Waves. Can be cut to 5. Takes a deep breath and makes it. Lead now down to 5. So full press.
Trapping defense works again,
And the big man himself, Gray, comes in to lay it off the glass.
and there they go again with the defense.
So it's a 3-point game, 47-44, in favor of the Waves. Thomas being fouled by Gray. That should be his 4th. That should be his 4th. And he said he's staying in. Wow.
Wow.
When I'm looking on...
That's his 4th foul indeed.
I'm looking on the sidelines, though. You can't see it on screen, but the man who has been playing in his position is sitting with the ice pack under his thigh.
That would be Ellison.
Yeah, Marquis Ellison.
Well, Gray is doing what he needs to be doing now. He's actually back in the form that we know him to be. So it'd be a little difficult for Coach Remicki to take him out right now, but we can't afford to not have him on the floor.
Oh,
going down
LaShane
the
Wilson.
stretch.
LaShane Wilson. Now to Gray on the other end, lays it in off the glass. So it's a 1-point lead, 46-47. It's close between the two teams.
And just like that, Bobby Gray, with no points earlier in the game, now has all of 7 points and 5 rebounds.
It's the backward violation. It will go the way of the Horizon. They're trailed by 1. We're in third quarter action in this Elite 1 Caribbean Basketball League. Another turnover from the Waves. They've done everything to give up the lead. They have been leading from the first minute of action. Gray with a 3-pointer.
Rims in and out, but the rebound by Koch.
Finding Maynard. And a foul on Maynard by Davis, who looks surprised and says, what? He think he would have gone the other way, or he thought he would have gone the other way. So it will be Horizon's possession.
A chance
Trail
to take
by
the
1.
lead.
Oh, a little fancy word there by McFarlane, trying to go under the rim, up and under. Not successful at all. In the meantime, on the other end, it is Parks. And going to be a foul by Ivy on Parks. And it will send Parks to the line. Shooting foul signaled by the referees.
Second foul on Ivy. Not much to worry about, but still have to be careful.
Well, Parks has looked apart, can extend the lead. Not with that shot. Still the 1 point advantage for Waves over Horizon.
I do hope you know I haven't said anything about.
Not at all. I'll just use your term, a tad. Second one going to Shane Wilson with a rebound and a foul on a Shane Wilson.
That's the third foul now on Ivy, though.
And Ivy in some trouble.
Now he's in trouble.
Within a minute, collecting 2 more fouls.
And to give it up on a shot after 2 missed free throws, that's got to be particularly painful.
More than painful. Wilson with the first. Let's see what he'll do with the second. I did not comment on that. He makes it. It's a 2-point lead for Waves. Long pass down court, finding Gray. Being harassed by Walker, turns away from Walker. Then to McFarlane, hits the rim. Rebound gathered by Walker. Walker pushing and telling his players to relax. He's cooling it down. They lead by 2. Waves are in the white. Still Walker. Between 2 players, finding Wilson. Drives towards the rim, off the glass, and rebounded by Wilson. Jump ball called.
It should be Horizon possession.
Well, it is Horizon possession. Well, your should be has come out to
reality.
I was about to say that, though. Under 5 minutes left in this, the third quarter of the first game. Maynard to Coke. Coke goes by 2, and he was mugged as he was going to the rim.
He has been the silent one for the Horizon in this game.
Himself and Gray.
Himself and Gray have been very silent in this game. Until now, we've seen a little spark from Gray, but Coke has not been the Coke we had last evening.
Not at all, not at all. Something wrong with the flavor.
Coke Zero?
I don't know. Oh, my word. But he had 2 dunks earlier on, and you thought that it would have ignited his play for the evening. It has not done so. Missing both from the line. Walker.
And again, Gray has to be careful. He's playing with 4 fouls.
Putting the ball on the court is Davis. To Thomas. Thomas pass deflected somewhat of Maynard. It will be Waves ball.
Maynard has been playing pretty solid, a pretty solid game of basketball today. Not that we didn't see much of him last night, but he's playing a very solid game today, especially on the defensive end.
Oh, whistle on the play. So far in this quarter, Horizon outscoring
the Waves by 12-8.
So Maynard carries the ball up court. McFarlane, Ivy, back to Maynard, and then to Coke. And the ball tipped outside, and it came off the hands of Ivy. And his teammate was right under the rim, though. Could have held on to it, but he thought it came off Parks.
Yes, he did. Back to the pressing defense. Full court pressure is on.
Thomas.
They pull it back.
Thomas sees no one. He thought Walker was to his left, which he was, but he made the move down court, and the pass was behind Walker. So Kennedy being brought in, Thomas being taken out.
And so is White being brought in, and Coke being taken out. An indication here that Coke is not the man that we need him to be right now.
Oh, little over 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Gray. Oh, he found Ivy, though. Was an alley-oop attempt. Was a bit low, though, to be honest.
A bit low. Ivy couldn't quite handle it how he needed to. But they'll reset now.
So a blocking foul, I think, will go against Wales. And you saw McFarlane bounced to the court like it was a ball.
Funny you should say that.
White, the inbound pass. Oh, finding Maynard cutting from the left using the glass.
That's the kind of activity we want to see. Now the full court is on.
Well, the scores are level in this third quarter.
We should see a steal right here. Oh.
Went outside though. It's gonna be Wales' ball. And holding his left arm in a bit of pain, Davis. Has had that look all game though, even when the calls go against him.
That grimacing look?
That bemused look. Let's see. The chief crew, referee.
It does seem to be favoring that shoulder a bit.
Kennedy to Wilson. Came off Wilson. I thought it did.
It looked like it came off Wilson's leg.
That's what it looked to me, though.
Referee says no.
I'll have a replay on that, though, to be honest, because I thought it came off Wilson. But I may be incorrect. The referee was right there. Referee Herbert. Wilson. Walker. Harassed by Maynard.
Nice defense from Maynard. He has nowhere to go.
Looking at the shot
clock violation.
Yes, it was.
Excellent defense and footwork there by Maynard to keep him off.
Very good defense it was from the team called Horizon. Inside to White. Using the glass. Maynard trying to tip it in. But Wilson back to Walker. Down court. This to Davis.
Oh, no, Ivy. That's your
fourth. That should be his fourth foul, though. So, referee says 2 hands on the players. So I think, though, that Ivan will be coming off and Brown will be going in.
They shouldn't lose any steam with that, though.
Big man Brown been brought in. Ivy in some foul trouble, having 4 fouls under his belt.
They shouldn't lose much getting Ivy out the game for Brown. Brown comes in with the same intensity as Ivy. And hopefully a little more.
Wilson. Oh, that was a careless of Wilson. Wild from Wilson. On the ground. Tossing for the possession. Jump ball will be called. Will it go the way of the Horizon team? That was White on the ground.
White having a word with referee Edwards. Referee Marshall.
Well, Edward is his first name. Edward Marshall, though. But everyone knew him as Ted. He's also a basketball coach.
And a player at one point.
Oh, Parks looking amused, though. Parks not liking that call. And still the score is stuck at 48 apiece for some time. Gray to Brown. It's put away from Parks, by Parks, but it's a foul.
Are they over the limit?
No, they're not.
4 fouls there on Parks, though.
Wow. Wow.
So foul trouble may play a big part in the end of this game and how this game turns out.
Can I just say wow?
You can.
I said it before, and I'll say it again.
Because now it seems like most of the key players are sitting on an uncomfortable number of fouls.
Brown, the big man, takes a shot, hits the rim, goes outside.
You don't necessarily want your big man to settle for shots like that in this type of game. You want him to take it to the rim, get fouled, get hacked, and put points on the board.
Davis puts the ball on the floor. Rocking and rolling. Plays it off the box, the three-pointer, and rebound gathered by White. Coke, then to Gray. Gray just shovels the pass to Brown under the rim, who converts.
Is this the first lead for Horizon?
It is the first lead for Horizon.
Has the tide changed?
We don't know just as yet. Rebound this by Parks and a foul under the rim, sending Parks to the line. It would go against Brown. Brown says, me? The referee would say, yes, you.
That look of bewilderment is priceless. Who, me? Did I do that?
Yes, you did. Again, have to pick up our sponsors. As first, went to begin M1 Production, the Jamaica Basketball Association, Ribbits Ultra Lounge, Elite1 Recruiting, Global Pipeline Agency, Herbs, Turbostats, KFC, Phoenix Health Complex, Athletic Fusion, Supreme Medical, Confectionery and Snacks Jamaica, and the last one,
Halibarange.
All sales
As the
down
lead is cut to 1, and Colt tries a spin move and doesn't make it.
Well, went into a wall. Here comes the team called
Blocked by Brown.
the Waves. Can't convert at all. And Gray is held and hacked by Walker. So 1 point lead by Horizon. And you'd have expected that in a fourth
Foul on
Walker. Woo.
And this is what I'm saying. Fouls are going to play a part in how this game ends up. The foul situation is fairly bad for both teams. It's concerning now. You have the man at the line who is sitting on 4 fouls.
That's Gray.
You have the man who fouled him for the Waves, which is Walker, on 4 fouls. You have Ivy, again, another important key for the Horizon team, on 4 fouls.
Missing both.
But gets the rebound.
That's Gray. That's Gray. Gray, just glides past the defenders, back under the rim. Turnover there.
That looked like a 3-second violation.
I thought it was.
Not often you see 3-second violation calls in games nowadays.
Oh, guess what? Forbes is on the court, but Walker is still on the court. Forbes for the Waves. Being harassed somewhat by White. He throws it up, and it's going to be Maynard for Horizon. And that's a three-point player chance for it. A foul by Kennedy on Maynard, who'll go to the line. That 2 counts.
That is what you want to see now. And with everybody being in foul trouble, everything needs to just go to the hole. Just go to the hole with everything. Any kind of contact is going to result in something good for you. 2 shots at the free throw line or a player being ejected from the game that could have been a problem for you earlier.
Well, Maynard completed a 3-point play. Walker to his right. Oh, poor sloppy play by Golding. Took his eye off the ball.
Lost it off his leg. But
more effort in the end, you're saying.
Make no mistake, Horizon are not gonna let up right now.
5 seconds to go to complete the 3rd quarter. Referee Johnson has stopped the play, though. Be going over to the scorer's desk.
Seems to be a question about some of the
Will he reset the clock?
time.
See 5.7 seconds on the clock. Yeah, continue from the 5.7. With White with an inbound pass.
Long pass in.
To Coke. Coke Is that a foul on Cook?
Yes, it
No,
is.
no, it's not. Yes, it is. I'm wondering, though, who...
Foul on number 23, which would be Walker.
That's what I'm
his
saying.
fifth.
That's his fifth foul.
That's Walker's fifth foul. Coach Robinson is still not taking him out. But he can't believe that he committed that foul.
Well, he didn't say anything. He walked away like, hey, it's my possession. And I was reading his face. I did not see the call from the referee. And by his face, or what transpired, I thought he was going the other way because he was comfortable and said, oh, somebody with 5 fouls, you see them look, oh my word.
Nope, he knows what happened. Oh, rebound and put back up. Oh, almost made it there, did Gray.
Well, Gray tried to close out the third quarter in a big way. For Horizon, 20 points in this third quarter as they move from 34 to 54 in the third quarter. However, for the Waves, from 40 to 49, so that's 9 points in the third quarter for the Waves. What happened? What did they build to stop the Waves from coming in?
Well,
in the meantime,
let's look at some highlights while we see Coach Remeke continuing with instructions. Here's the man who came alive. This is one of the key reasons. It was Gray who started to ignite the energy in the team. Here we have Maynard with a nice finish as well. He hasn't stopped working all night. So with plays from your premier players, Gray, Maynard, Brown came in. Those players are holding it down together and they're making things happen. The fact that Gray is in foul trouble was a little bit concerning before, but he's playing like a man possessed regardless.
well, you saw Alfred Mickey a short while ago. Then that's Coach Robinson for the Waves. And he must be concerned after starting well in the first quarter. They have dropped somewhat and only scoring 9 points in the third quarter.
Well, the persons who were originally scoring for the Waves have stopped. There seems to be a drought in the Wave.
How does that
can
work?
I say that?
I don't know. How does that work? A drought in the Wave.
There's a scoring drought
Oh my word.
for the Waves team. And they've become complacent with tossing stuff up, but they're still trying to play on the defensive end. They're getting too caught up with the referees' calls, the happenings outside of the game, whereby they're just focused mainly on just running back and forth. They're not finishing their shots, they're not pulling their rebounds, and they're not making it happen in the way that they need to.
Well, that's what. Let's look at the fourth quarter about to start. And it will be Horizon.
But be very mindful, as I said before, the situation of the fouls are going to play a big part in this fourth quarter.
Gray being hounded by Kennedy. Showing his ball handler skill. Getting rid of Kennedy with that screen. Coke swings the play back out to Gray. Then inside to the big man Brown, who finishes on the play. Big man Brown getting the better of Golding. Golding with another foul for the Waves. But Golding will watch Brown at the line to try to complete a three-point play.
Yes, indeed, and it starts from ball movement from your key player, your point guard, who's making things happen. Swings it across, gets it back, sets the big man up, and there you have a three-point play and a foul.
So completing the three-point play. Have they waved off the basket?
We don't know if the basket still counts.
So I think it does. 57 on the board, on the score. So I'm wondering what happened there. Loose ball foul, I thought. But does it count? Yes, 57-49. Davis carries the ball up court. Goes by White, driving to the basket. Rebounded by Wilson. Still met with about an army of hands. Ball strung down to the left-hand side to Gray. Gray, brilliantly done, finding Brown. Oh, behind the back, no look, the big man just dishing it in.
And that's what you want to see from your big players. Your key players are now doing what they need to do.
Kennedy for Waves.
Swarming defense results in a foul, but that's going to happen.
Well, White is a guilty person, referee says, as we look back on the end of that play a short while ago.
Nikolai Brown, the 29-year-old, 6'11" or 7 foot, whichever one you choose.
Well, 6'11", 7. You can't say that, you know.
6'11", 7.
Yeah, 6'11", 7.
All right. As White checks out.
Wilson. It's taken away from Wilson. Bounce pass to Maynard, can't handle. But they've given it right back to Maynard. Swinging it to Gray on the left. Outside the arc, taking a three. It's the side of the rim, rebounded by the big man, Brown. Alley-oop, and just laying it in is Ivy.
Ivy. Woo. Ivy just came back in for White and makes his name known as the Poison Ivy.
6-1, 49. A timeout will be called by Coach Robinson of the Waves. Not like in the run of Horizon. They've stepped away in this fourth and final quarter. 6-1, 49. Your thoughts, CC?
After we look at this rebound and reset by Gray with the lob over to Ivy. That's what you want to see from your players. They're now finishing their plays. They're now finishing at the rim the way they should be. On the other hand, the Waves, they're not getting the shots that they want, and when they do get shots, they're uncomfortable and they're wayward and they're not finishing. How is Coach Robinson going to rectify that? I don't know. The expectations of Lucian Wilson to step up, not happening. Thomas has gone quiet. Forbes is playing with fouls and playing tentatively. So who is going to step up for the Waves that's going to make the difference at this time?
Well, if this game ends with Horizon winning, it will put Waves on the back seat because they would have played 2 of the 3 preliminary games with no victory under their belts.
Well, let's hope they can pull it together and at least get one and pull this away.
So you won't know the structure of the competition. All teams played 3 games, play each other. There are 4 teams in the competition. And then you'll have the semi-final and final. Coke finding Brown. Brown under the rim, he gets the teardrop.
That's what you want your big man to do. And this is what I mean. You know there's foul trouble, take everything to the rim.
Putting the ball on the floor, twisting and turning, and a poor pass is taken away. Maynard just laying it in, stolen from Walker. After the timeout, which has not made a difference for the Waves team.
And we see the energy of the Horizon team rising to the top now. They're challenging everything.
Golding swings it out to the right, deflected off the hands of Coke. Goes outside for Waves. They'll have the possession, they'll have the ball. Just under 10 minutes though in this fourth quarter.
Still time for Waves to pull it back together and do something and make some things happen. But it's going to take a lot of energy and effort from those 5 team members on the floor.
Golding with a 3-pointer and went under the rim.
And that will not do it.
Not at all. Air ball from Golding. As Gray looks a different player in this third and fourth quarters. He marshaled up by Walker is under 5 fouls. Brown, the big man, stepped to the line, I think. And very good defensive play from Golding, and Shane Wilson just guided him out like they were an usher to say, oh, Cook, you walk on this line for me, please, sir. And he did just that.
Now they need to make it count.
And a turnover.
Oh, my goodness. An excellent defensive play just prior to this, and then you turn the ball over.
So Walker not looking too happy at all. Is that the foul on Walker?
That's it. Walker has fouled out.
So that's his 6th foul. That's it for Walker. That's a Betty bye-bye for this young man. Played well, but he has to watch from the bench for the rest of this game.
That's just too bad. That's just too bad. He was part of their defensive stops that was happening throughout the game, but then got himself in foul trouble and just hasn't stopped since.
So they're going towards, oh, laying it in, beautiful. Ivy, poisonous delivery coming from who? Gray.
Gray
To Ivy.
Gray trying to get a call, but nothing there.
Nothing at all. 67-49. Three-pointer rebound gathered by Thomas. Thomas trying to use the glass.
Blocked by Brown.
They're still fighting under the glass, but now the rebound by Horizon. Maynard comes away with it, has options to his left. He does just that. And ball tipped away, more so than in the rim, as Ivy was the man who should have actually dished it in. But guess what? He was not hungry at all.
Not this time.
Shovel pass inside to Golding. Back outside to Davis.
And you can see the shoulders are dropping on the Waves team, which is not what you want right now. They need to get back in this game.
But guess what? The step did not work for Davis. Here comes Gray. Going for the alley-oop. And no, but the big man Brown fouled by Wilson. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
This might be number 5 on Wilson, I think. Number 4, actually.
Oh, why are you giving him one more?
Well, I knew he was in trouble before.
But you said before, though, that this will come down to a lot of persons being right on the edge in the fourth quarter.
Yes, I did, and it is happening.
So you walked with your crystal ball today.
It's called observing the game.
Well, it can't be a crystal ball. Shane Wilson not looking too happy at all. Starting positive. The first shot from Brown. $18-point lead, Horizon over Waves. Can you believe it?
Who would have thunk it?
I'll answer you very soon. Two throws going up begging. Waves in possession. Levy going towards the basket, rattled out. Maynard between two defenders.
So as I said, you can see all the Waves are just standing.
Oh, Maynard cutting, slicing like a surgeon with a knife.
They're standing on defense, they're standing on offense. They look like a team that has said, wow.
Oh, maybe that's all they're saying, wow, and they're in awe. Davis swings the play to Levy.
No movement. All the players are standing around.
Back outside. That was a poor shot
clock
taken
violation
by Parks.
They had to toss it up. But there can be no passing and no movement if the players stand still. And all of the Waves players are just standing in position. They're not moving the way they should be. So there's no opportunity for the point guard or the person with the ball to make a pass or for anything to happen for a drive to the hole. Horizon team are in foul trouble as well, so Waves can take advantage of that and drive to the hoop.
Also outside to Maynard. Maynard a bounce pass to the big man Brown, trying to use the glass with a block.
Blocked by both players there, by Forbes and Lucien.
Wilson. So still ball to Horizon, where they've gifted the ball right to Wilson. Finding Forbes. Goes down the other end, heavy touch by Forbes, and it will be Horizon with Gray. Gray, went for the fake and tried to lay it in himself, and options to his left and right.
Chose to go it alone. Didn't happen for him.
And Forbes goes around the big man in defense to bank it in. 51-69. Alex Levy with 1.3 rebounds, 1 assist and 2 steals. Forbes having 2 points. That's what the first two were shot a while ago. DeAndre Forbes. Here comes Thomas. And he lays it in. Poor defense being displayed by Horizon. Indiscipline creeping in.
Indiscipline is creeping in, and so is fatigue, if you notice. The Horizon team seems to be slowing down a bit.
Well, a timeout called.
And Coach Remicky identified that and has taken a timeout.
But the players you see on the court, Lee is still standing on the court.
Referee is saying that they can't get it. The referee says they can't get it yet.
So Alfred Mickey is talking to persons at the scoring table. So the referees will have a discussion amongst themselves. So now the timeout happens. So Remicki said he called it from before, but now he gets it.
Now he gets it.
So that's Remicki on your screen, walking back.
But it just it shows you how much the referees have control of what's going on as we look at the finish there from Ferguson. Forbes, I beg your pardon. And then from
Thomas. So at those two, you look at those two plays, though, the breakdown in defense from the Horizon team, thinking that they're ahead by 20 points, so I'm happy.
This is not the time to do that. They need to keep their foot hard on the gas and finish this game strong. Because it's not going to be easy when they go up against teams like the Storm.
That I tell you much. Robinson giving instructions. Again, the players looking like they're taking in everything, while on the other end of the scale, it's a little bit different. No instructions being given by Remicki. You don't see him in your picture just yet, as you're seeing Robinson now. Or Mickey that's sitting by himself. He called a timeout for them to get some rest.
He also took out Gray. It's time for him to rest his workhorses and allow the rest of the team to carry the load.
He's on 4 fouls.
Yep.
The ball swung outside. Mr. Ivy being double teamed.
Lost it back. Got it back.
Back outside, swinging from right to left. And the jumper taken though. But that was Brown with that jumper. The big man himself. You don't expect him to be taking the jumpers out there.
We don't want our big men taking those shots at this time of the game.
Levy. Wilson with a 3. Hits the rim. And rebound by Parks. And between the two defenders, though, Maynard and Brown, that was sloppy work.
And you ask yourself, 2 red shirts, 1 white shirt. How did the white shirt win the ball?
Who was more aggressive? Who wanted it more? Forbes. Swings the play to Levy. Taking a jumper. Goes out of bounds, signaled the other way. Horizon's possession. Little over 5 minutes on the clock. A foul, or travel actually.
Traveling is going to be called on that.
The guilty person is Hall. He knew he traveled. His bags were packed. He said nothing after the call came. Thomas. 53 to the Waves, 69 to Horizon.
5 minutes is still a lot of basketball time.
A lot of time.
If the Waves can pull it together, but not with shots like that.
Well, Forbes there, but it goes the other way, goes to the Waves. That was a partially blocked shot from Forbes. From Parks, pardon me.
Shots like that won't get you where you need to go at this time. At this time, you need to be taking it hard to the hole.
Bounce pass inside. Wilson. Oh, it's blocked away from Wilson. However, Waves have gotten it back and a shot clock violation.
With that block there from Ivy, who hasn't stopped playing regardless of his foul situation.
White wants it. Bounce pass to White. Full court press. Then to Hall. Inside, Ivy. Double team to Hall. And the ball now in the hands of Maynard, gave it away. Thomas floating to the right to Levy. A three hits the rim, rebounded by the big man Brown. All showing that he has some ball handling skills. Ivy, double team comes again. He breaks a double team and lays it in.
Ooh, nice move from, this is what I'm talking about for your big man. You don't want them settling for shots outside. You want them to take it hard to the hole.
And is it a turnover though? Very good defensive work from Hall in the number 14 jersey. He said that it came off the hand of the Waves player Thomas. But referee Marshall sees it the other way. Under 4 minutes to go in this fourth and final quarter. 18-point lead for Horizon. Oh, a block by Brown on Forbes. Rebounded, and Forbes gets the better of Brown. Parks, pardon me, when I call him Forbes, Parks gets the better of Brown, and he goes to the line.
Let's see who they give that foul to.
The third foul.
That would seem to be
on Brown, I think. Brown is saying me? Yes, you. As a first, rattling in by Parks.
8 points for Parks in this game, this evening.
15 rebounds, though, 4 assists. 5 blocked shots from Parks. Second, rebound by Wilson, and he lays it in, using the glass.
So as I said, now is not the time to take your foot off the gas if you're the Horizon.
Inside, and a foul committed. And Forbes says, I don't think I did it. I don't think I did it. Well, yes, he did. Second foul for Forbes as Ivy goes to the line to shoot 2. The first hits the rim.
It looked good, it ended bad.
A tad. Just a tad.
Just a tad off. He's settled on his shot and got it.
Well, the second goes in. Ivy with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 blocked shots. Thomas for the Waves. A long three-pointer was deflected, partially blocked. Oh, the ball swung down court. White holding up the play for Horizon. Ivy. Big man Brown turns around, takes a jumper, and an air ball. But here comes Forbes now. Swings the play into the hands of Parks.
Need I say it again?
No, you may not. Forbes, I don't even know what you were going to say.
Big man don't need to be taking shots out there.
Wilson, under the rim, can't convert. Ball now thrown down court, but to no one. Here comes Thomas inside, shuttle pass to Parks.
Traveling on that call.
Oh, he traveled like a traveling salesman.
Didn't have his back packed.
Traveling salesmen walk with their backs all the time. Whether packed or not.
Ivy is double teamed.
Just over 2 minutes to go. Brown puts the ball on the floor, uses size, knocks over Parks, but failing to land it. But Forbes is there and slams it home. He's showing Brown what he should have done.
That's what Brown should have done just now.
White, double teamed. Hall, lobbing it, and Brown can't collect. Brown cannot collect, and Forbes is there again, and a foul by Hall on Forbes.
Ooh, that was so close for Brown.
Second foul by Hall, sending Forbes to the line. Just looking on the clock though. 1:41 on the clock horizon.
Timeout taken.
Going for their second win of this tournament from 2 games.
Well, at this time, yesterday, I would have been asking you, where's the fat lady?
Well, Sutherland is on the bench, who came on the latter stages of the game and scored. And you hear the cheers going out. That's what happened on the opening day. They were cheering for Sutherland to come on the court. He came yesterday and entertained in the small time he was there.
Yes, he did.
Is he going to do the same today?
Let's see. I don't see him getting off the bench yet.
No, he hasn't taken off his shirt at all, so I don't think the East Kingston crowd will be seeing him play tonight. It's from Harbourview as we look at Rowan Robinson.
Still spouting instructions with 1 minute and 41 seconds left in the game.
If you're Coach Robinson, what could you be telling your players now at this time?
Now you're trying to basically save face. So now you're trying to ask them to finish strong, try and collect themselves and put the ball in the basket.
Ali Barange, one of the sponsors here, as we see the referees having it, the name on the back of their shirts. And it will be Forbes at the line, trying to cut into the deficit. Look at the lower end of your screen. That's Ted Marshall, the referee, speaking to the coach Robinson as Forbes misses the first. Having a word with Forbes was McFarlane. What do you think McFarlane's opponent telling him? Go ahead and miss again, man.
That was a good miss. Do that again.
Well, guess what? That did not happen. Hall, floating pass down, switching to McFarlane. What a lot to say, but can't convert. So Waves have come away with it. 1:27 on the clock to close out the fourth and final quarter of this first of 2 games in the Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. Thomas with a 3-pointer. And he goes out of bounds.
Almost had an ankle breaker there, but he recovered.
Thought he was wearing an ankle bracelet though, more so than anything else. Cutting inside. Just came onto the court. Another big man in Lawrence.
Wayne Lawrence.
We had him as Wayne first, then name changed to Owain, changed back to Wayne, then it was Owain again. Shane Wilson goes towards the rim, went back door, failing to do that, failing to hold on, and he gave it away, came off the body of Wilson.
The expression on Wilson's face says it all right there.
So it will be Horizon's second victory of this tournament. And we see all the ball affected outside of Parks, as McFarlane was trying to lay it off. But it will be Horizon's second victory of this tournament. Waves will be losing their second game.
And it was a hard-fought victory, but they did what they had to do, and they got to it.
The scoreline don't reflect the game. Bounce pass inside, looking for Lawrence. Can't hold on. Thomas looking for Parks. Swatted away, but Thomas gains it back, and a foul against Thomas by Lawrence, who just came on the court. Big man Lawrence did not see him feature in the game last evening. At this time was Sutherland who came on and not Lawrence.
Well, this time the coach made a change. So he's getting all his players a little more time and a little time to get used to hitting the floor for when it comes down to the next stage of the tournament.
Thomas making his first from the line. Lead now cut to 14. With about 25 seconds on the clock. And hitting both is Thomas. Lead cut to 13. Turning beautifully. Finding Hall. Changing play on the right. Oh, looking for Lawrence, but stolen by Thomas. But Thomas has given it back to Hall.
They're trying to get some points for the big man.
Oh, dunking it home is Ivy, putting the icing on the cake. And that's it for the fourth and the final quarter in this matchup. Scoreline reads 76, pardon me, 61 in favor of Horizon, winning their second game on the trot.
Indeed, and so far, what has happened for the Team Horizon is they changed pace during the third quarter and carried it all the way home through the fourth. And that happened with plays from their senior and more effective players in the form of Bobby Gray and Antoine McFarlane and Nikolai Brown gave them some energy and the effort to do what they needed to do. On the side of the Waves, however, we saw them start strong with a nice move.
Let's look back some highlights.
Oh, yes, and there we see what we speak of. There's Bobby Gray doing what he does best. Wasn't hitting so much before, but now he came alive. There he is, again with the nice finish. Here is Ivy with a nice finger roll.
Well, that was it in terms of the highlights, though. But in terms of the points scored in the fourth quarter for Horizon, though, they scored 22 points in that fourth quarter. For the Waves, I think they scored about 12.
And that's indicative of what happened. They faded and started to stand around and watch the game. They stopped pushing the game the way they used to.
All right, so that's it for the first game. The second game comes up, and that features the Storm and the Rivers. And that promises to be an exciting encounter of what we can tell you from this opening affair on day 2 of the Elite1 Caribbean Basketball League. It was Horizon coming from behind to take this opening match, or just say 76-61. And I said coming from behind because they were trailing all throughout.
All throughout the game they were trailing, and if you did not watch the game from the beginning, it would not be truthful to say that Horizon dominated. Horizon came alive in the third and fourth quarter and did what they had to do and finished strong.
Courtney Campbell, Sean Grant, we take a break. When we come back, it's the start of game number 2.